Underground Bunker. This is your proprietor. Monday afternoon. I hope you came by the Substack today, TonyOrtega.substack.com. Took a look at our story. I'm still just really affected by what Valerie Haney told me about what she's been going through in her arbitration. And now Valeska Paris and the Baxters are facing the prospect of having to go through this Scientology religious arbitration. And I get a lot of questions about it. In fact, I had a piece about Valerie in the Daily Beast in December, a big long piece about her whole background and her having to go through this arbitration. The editor contacted me, let me know he got a great letter from a reader that had some really good questions, like how can a contract signed by a child be valid in court? Things like that. It was a really well thought through letter. And I had to explain to the editor that I know we address these things in the story, but sometimes it's hard for people to understand. So I wanted to bring up some of these questions and deal with them because I know they come up again and again. So for example, I always get asked, how can this billion-year contract in the Sea Org be considered legitimate by judges? Or how can a contract signed by a child be legitimate? And the truth is they can't. This is not the billion-year contract. It's not contracts signed by children. What Scientology has done since the 1990s is require every single person asking for any kind of service, whether it's walking in the very first day and you're doing the comm course, or you're signing up for the Purif, or you're paying a lot of money for auditing, or you're going to work for them as a staffer, you're going to work for them on the Sea Org, whatever it is, any service or employment of any kind at Scientology, they put this document in front of you. And, it's a waiver and you need to sign it. And I've talked to plenty of Scientologists who said they never look at it, they never read it, because in the fine print, there's an arbitration clause. And it simply says, if you have any kind of grievance with the Church of Scientology for now and forever, you cannot sue us. You promising not to sue us, you will come to Scientology's internal religious arbitration. And so this is why these lawsuits being filed by former Scientologists since the Garcias in 2013, the first thing Scientology does, they come in, they say, look, they signed this waiver. They can't sue us here, Judge. They have to go to arbitration. And increasingly, it's working. The judges are saying, yeah. Now, we have to put this in context. Since 1925, there's been this Federal Arbitration Act, and judges like it because they can get these cases off of their docket. And for the most part, the corporation that has you sign an arbitration clause to fix your roof or fix your teeth or whatever it is, they like it because, okay, we ultimately may lose the arbitration and have to pay this guy money because we messed up his roof, but it's done in secret. It's not done in open court. That's why corporations like it. And judges like it because it gets it off their docket. And look, it's maybe not the worst deal for you if you need to sue your dentist or sue your roofer, because ultimately, in independent arbitration, they get a retired judge. He looks at both sides, and you may be as liable to win in that setting as you would be in court. But that's got nothing to do with what Scientology is doing. Scientology is saying you have to come to our internal arbitration, where we want you to help us select a panel of Scientologists in good standing to hear your case. And with the Garcia case, they went to arbitration. And that's another thing I wanted to ask. People ask me, why do we even go through it? You can't appeal the judge's ruling forcing you into arbitration until you go through it. Once you go through the arbitration and the judge accepts it, then you can appeal to a higher court. And so that's why people like the Garcias decided to do it. Well, when the Garcias went through arbitration, remember, they were donors. They were suing because they believe they've been defrauded, they've been lied to. Their arbitration lasted 1 day. And so, the big complaint about it was, hey, it's still unfair. It's a kangaroo court. They didn't get a transcript. They weren't allowed an attorney. All those things. What we didn't foresee was when Valerie was forced into it. And her lawsuit alleged much more serious things, that she was held against her will, that she was smeared, followed, and stalked. Scientology has really made her pay for that. They have put her through 5 days of arbitration now, where they don't let her put on a case. They don't let her have an attorney, no transcript, nothing. And she just has to sit there while they bring in witness after witness to tell her she's a liar. They bring in all these documents, and they go through like contracts she signed when she was 15 years old. I mean, it's just insane. They're just trying to, they're abusing her. And see, what I thought was interesting was they complained to her that we called them abusers in the article. Well, I just feel for Valeska now, because Vesa Paris is also suing for very serious allegations that she was, as a child and an adult in the Sea Org, was treated like a slave aboard the Freewind ship and sexually assaulted. With such serious allegations, the judge is going to say a contract is a contract? Yes, he did. Judge Thomas Barber, federal judge in Tampa, said his hands were tied, said he didn't want to do it, but yeah, forcing them to arbitration as well. And the other thing that confuses even attorneys, I sometimes hear this from attorneys who say, why? I don't understand. California law, by law, arbitration, you get to have an attorney. So why can't Valerie have an attorney? And I have to explain, even to attorneys, I have to explain to them. Once the court decides that the contract is valid and the Scientologist signed it, everything else is up to Scientology. They get to set all the rules. Why? Because they're a tax-exempt religious organization. And the court knows it cannot even examine their internal customs, their internal rules. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's outrageous. And it was bad enough with the Garcias that their evidence was not considered, that, it was clearly stacked against them. But with Valerie, it's abuse. She's had to go crawling back to her abusers, and they're abusing her again. Now Valeska Paris has got to go through that? Anyway, I just wanted to try to clear up some of these questions, because I do get asked a lot about the billion-year contract and why they can't have an attorney and why they go through it. I hope if you give that piece a look, again, TonyOrtega.substack.com. Sign up for sign up for free emails every morning, 7 a.m. I've got a story. It'll come to your inbox. You don't even have to come to the website. It comes to you, ad free. That's the other nice thing. Oh, getting so sick of ads on the internet. Ad free on my Substack. So anyway, I don't know. I'm just getting so incredibly frustrated by what Valerie's going through and now Valeska is facing. I don't know if Valeska's going to do it or not. I haven't heard anything. But, the 11th Circuit has already ruled, no, you cannot appeal at this point. She's going to have to go through this stinking thing too if she wants to then appeal the result. And of course, then she'd be appealing to the 11th Circuit, which is twice now sided with Scientology. What a terrible situation. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure you were all up to date on that. Thanks for coming by the bunker. This is your proprietor, signing out.